I'm not just a sneakerhead. I'm a historian of footwear. My collection is my retirement fund, my art gallery, and my pride. My centerpiece was a pair of Travis Scott X Air Jordan 1 lows in the reverse mocha colorway. I didn't buy them resale. I won the SNKRS app lottery, a miracle in itself. They were pristine, dead stock, factory laced. The nubuck was buttery soft. The reverse swoosh was perfect. Current resale value? Around $2,500. But honestly, they were priceless to me. I kept them in the original box, inside a UV protective display case on the top shelf of my office closet. Enter Aunt Linda and her 7-year-old son, Caleb. Linda is one of those parents who thinks the world exists to serve a child. She came over last Sunday for lunch. It had been raining for 3 days straight. The backyard was a swamp of mud and clay. Shoes off at the door, I reminded them as they walked in. I'm strict about this. Oh, relax, OP, Linda laughed, kicking off her boots. We know the drill. Caleb, take off your sneakers. Caleb complied, leaving his muddy Velcro shoes on my mat. He ran off to play with my dog. I went into the kitchen to help my mom with the food. I left the door to my office cracked open, maybe 2 inches, because the Wi-Fi router is in there and the signal was weak. Half an hour passed. We were setting the table. Where's Caleb? My mom asked. Oh, he said he wanted to go jump in the puddles, Linda said, sipping her iced tea. I told him to put shoes on first. I froze. His shoes are by the door, Linda. I looked at the mat. Caleb's muddy Velcro sneakers were still there. Well, he put something on, Linda shrugged. He found a pair in the closet. He said they fit okay. The closet. My office closet. I dropped the stack of plates. They didn't break, but the clatter echoed through the silent house. I sprinted to the back door. It was wide open. I looked out into the yard. It was a mud bath. And there, standing in the middle of a puddle that was 6 inches deep, was Caleb. He was wearing them. My Travis Scotts. My brain refused to process the image. The beautiful, creamy suede was black with muck. The white leather overlays were splattered with brown clay. The pristine laces were dragging in the water. Caleb jumped. Splash. Mud flew everywhere, coating the sneakers in a layer of filth that I knew, instantly, would never come out. Suede is a sponge. Once dirty water touches it, the texture is dead. The value is 0. Look, Emin. Caleb shouted, stomping his feet, my $2,500 feet, into the mud. I'm a monster truck. I screamed. It wasn't a word. It was just a noise of pure, unadulterated anguish. I ran out into the rain in my socks. I grabbed Caleb by the arm and lifted him out of the puddle. Take them off. I yelled. Take them off right now. Caleb started crying. You're hurting me. Linda appeared at the back door. Up. Let go of him. What is wrong with you? Look at his feet. I shrieked, pointing at the ruined, soggy, mud-caked lumps that used to be my grails. Look at what he is wearing. Linda squinted. So, they're just old sneakers. He didn't want to get his new ones dirty. You have plenty of shoes. God, you are so selfish. I stood there in the rain, holding a crying child, looking at $2,500 worth of ruined suede, and I realized she genuinely didn't know, and didn't care, what she had done. Caleb wriggled out of my grip and sprinted back into the house. Mommy, he's screaming at me, he wailed, his muddy feet, my muddy shoes, slapping against the hardwood and then onto the living room carpet. I chased him inside. The trail of destruction was vibrant. Brown, wet clay stamped into the beige rug. But I didn't care about the rug. I cared about the artifacts on his feet. Stop! I yelled. Sit down. Caleb flopped onto the sofa, muddying that too, and kicked his legs. I grabbed the heel of the left shoe and yanked it off. Then the right. I held them up. They were heavy, waterlogged. The beautiful mocha suede was gone, replaced by a smooth, dark sludge. The interior lining was soaked with rainwater and whatever else was in those puddles. The smell of wet earth filled the room. Look at this, Linda. I shouted, thrusting the ruined shoes toward her. Look at them. Linda walked in, drying her hands, looking thoroughly annoyed. Oh, for heaven's sake, OP, It's just a little dirt. Kids get dirty. That's what they do. A little dirt. I pointed to the suede. This is nubuck suede, Linda. You can't get mud out of this. It stains the material permanently. The water has already ruined the shape. These are trash. They are garbage now. You are so dramatic, she scoffed. Just take them outside and hose them off. Or throw them in the washing machine with some bleach. They'll be white again in no time. My vision actually blurred. Bleach? Hose them off? Are you insane? These aren't canvas keds. These are collector's items. Water destroys them. They are shoes, Linda said slowly, as if speaking to a mentally challenged person. Shoes are meant for walking. If they can't handle a little water, then they are bad shoes. Honestly, why do you buy such cheap junk if it breaks so easily? Cheap. I laughed, a hysterical, jagged sound. Linda, these shoes are worth $2,500. And that's if they are unworn. Now, they are worth $0. Linda stared at me. Then she snorted. $2,000. She laughed, shaking her head. You expect me to believe you paid $2,000 for sneakers? Those look like the ones my dad wears to mow the lawn. Stop lying to try and get money out of me. I didn't pay that, I said. That's what they are worth. That's the market value. And you owe me that money. I'm not paying you a dime, she snapped. I let Caleb borrow a pair of old shoes because you were too busy worrying about your rug to help him. You should be thanking me for getting him outside. He got some exercise. He destroyed my property. I yelled. He went into my closet, which I told you was off limits, and stole them. He borrowed them. Linda screamed back. Family shares. God, you are so greedy. Crying over shoes when your nephew is sitting there traumatized. Caleb, get your own shoes on. We are leaving. Your cousin is having a tantrum. She grabbed Caleb, who was smirking now that he knew he wasn't in trouble. She marched him to the door. If you leave, I said, my voice shaking, I am filing a police report for destruction of property. Go ahead, she said, opening the door. Tell the police you're mad about some dirty tennis shoes. See how hard they laugh. And don't bother coming to Christmas. We don't want your toxicity. She slammed the door. I stood there, holding the dripping, ruined carcasses of my Travis Scotts. I looked at the mud on the carpet. I looked at the empty box on my shelf. She thought I was lying. She thought they were just tennis shoes. I walked to my desk. I sat down. I placed the muddy shoes on a towel. I wasn't going to hose them off. I was going to bag them, tag them, and turn them into Exhibit A. I didn't call the police immediately. I knew I needed proof before Linda could spin her "it's just old shoes" narrative to the family. I took the shoes to a professional sneaker restoration service the next day. The owner, a guy named Marcus who has seen everything, actually flinched when I opened the bag. "Oh man," Marcus said, touching the stiff, mud-cake suede. "Travis Scott's? This hurts my soul. Can you save them?" I asked, desperate. "I can clean them," he said. "I can get the mud off. But the suede nap is dead. The water set the stain deep. The shape is warped. I can make them wearable, maybe, but as a collector's item? They are cooked. You went from a PSA 10 to a PSA 2. He wrote me an official appraisal. Condition: severely damaged or waterlogged. Estimated current value: $150. Replacement cost: new $2,600. I took photos of the StockX sales history. I printed out the GOAT listings. I compiled a nice little PDF titled Caleb's Mud Puddle. I emailed it to Linda. Subject: invoice for damaged property. Attached is the professional appraisal and replacement cost for the shoes Caleb destroyed. Please remit payment of $2,450, value minus current scrap value, within 30 days. She replied in 3 minutes. From Linda: "Are you insane? I looked these up on Amazon. I saw Jordan shoes for $90. You are trying to scam your own aunt. I am not paying $2,000 for shoes made in a factory. Grow up. If you contact me again about this, I'm telling your grandmother you're harassing me." She still didn't get it. She thought all Jordans were the same. The small claims court. I filed the suit. When the papers were served, my phone blew up. My grandmother called me, crying, asking why I was suing Linda over clothing. My cousin, Linda's older daughter, texted me saying I was petty, but I stood my ground. In court, Linda brought a printout of a random pair of white Nike Air Force Ones from Walmart. "See, Your Honor," she waved the paper. "Shoes are cheap. He's lying." I handed the judge the appraisal from Marcus. I handed him the StockX receipts. I explained the sneaker market, how supply and demand works, how condition is everything. The judge, surprisingly, was a sneakerhead. Or at least, he knew the market. He looked at the photo of the Travis Scotts. The judge said to Linda, "You can't compare a Ford Fiesta to a Ferrari just because they both have 4 wheels. These are limited production assets. Your son destroyed them. You are liable." The verdict: judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,450 plus court costs. Linda turned purple. "I don't have that money. I have rent. I have Caleb's tuition." "Then maybe Caleb shouldn't wear other people's property into a swamp," the judge said. The aftermath: she hasn't paid yet. I had to file for a wage garnishment, which really embarrassed her at her job. The family is divided. Half of them think I'm a greedy monster who prioritized leather over family harmony. The other half, mostly the younger cousins, think I'm a legend for finally standing up to Aunt Linda. I still have the ruined shoes. I keep them on a shelf, still caked in dried mud, right next to the new pair I bought with my savings. I couldn't wait for the garnishment money. Every time I look at them, I'm reminded that family is not an excuse for disrespect. And if anyone ever asks to borrow a pair of shoes again, I point to the mud-caked ruins and say, "Sorry, store's closed."